Pop artists feel different to me. I feel like a lot of times pop artists just want to sing really great songs. And there's nothing wrong with that, but I've always been a band guy, so I really like writing with bands where we have a real vision of where the thing's going. I really want to get to know what is the story, what is the language of this band, how do you tell stories and how do you move forward. So being with bands that I've really respected, I feel like I already have a sense of that vision, but bands that I don't know that well, I love that long lunch before we start to write, that I can really dig into, like, what is the story, or how do we talk, or how do we move in that direction? Because I really don't want to be known as the guy who writes hit songs for bands and they lose their soul in the process. I really don't have interest in that. And I feel like the more that bands are opening up to the idea of writing with songwriters, the more that process has been fun for me. So all that to say, I really love the medium of an album. I love that I have your attention for an hour and I can take you on this journey that has intense moments and peaceful moments and highs and lows to the whole thing. So that I really, really love. And I think that's probably why I like working with bands, because I feel like bands have a specific line that they're taking them on this journey. To me, American Idiot is a great example that Green Day had these great singles, but it was part of this line of a whole story. So I think it's completely possible, but it probably took them an extra 9 months and an extra $1 million or whatever it was to really think through that process and think through how that whole thing plays out. I understand that there is a commonality to a lot of songs on the radio, sonically and with the progressions and the arrangements. So I know that formula as a concept exists. But I just go with chords that feel good together and melodies that I like. I really am turned off by artists and writers who stay away from stuff that's worked in the past because it's worked in the past. At the same regard, I'm turned off by writers who go to things that worked in the past just because they worked in the past. It's silly to think that 1-5-6-4 as a chord progression isn't really pleasing to the Western ear. That's just, it is what it is. And I like those chords, and I use the hell out of those chords. But I don't feel bound to them, but I'm also not afraid of them. I guess I feel like there's this like Silver Lake mentality that I'm pushed up against a lot, especially with like independent artists or people who are trying to make a name for themselves. They're like, oh, we can't use that, it just feels too, and a lot of times they'll say, it just feels too good, or too, like, I bob my head to it too much. It's like, what the hell are we doing then? Like, I want to make music that feels good and feels right. So there are guys who chase formula, I think, and there are guys who run away from it. To me, I don't know, if it's helping me tell the story, then I'm totally down with using those chords.